Let's go to Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst live in Tel Aviv after visiting the site of where one of those missiles landed. Trey?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. I do want to start with the breaking news we brought you last hour. Ismail Khatib, the intelligence minister of Iran, was taken out in a strike overnight. We are told this was a joint Israeli and American intelligence effort. Khatib was one of the individuals responsible for taking down the internet in Iran, and also someone who was tracking Iran's terror cells around the world, sleeper cells in countries that officials here tell us were threatening U.S. politicians and even President Trump. You mentioned off the top, overnight Israel came under new Iranian fire with cluster munitions raining down on the population below. Today, we visited one of those sites just outside of Tel Aviv where 2 people were killed. One neighbor describes what he saw and heard.
And I hear one boom, very strong, and the light, it's up and down, all the glasses. I hear all the glasses. I tell my wife it's out, and it's in the house. He tell me don't open the door. After 2-3 minutes I open, I see all the smoke.
You can see here the aftermath of an Iranian cluster munition impact just outside of Tel Aviv. 2 people were killed at this location. These small bomblets exploding in different areas of Tel Aviv, raining down on the population below. We are here with Nadav Shoshani, the spokesperson for the international press of the IDF. Nadav, what happened here?
Well, the Iranian regime has been firing. They've been doing this since day one of the war. They've been firing cluster bombs. Even when they are intercepted, they break off to dozens of smaller bombs the size of rockets, and then the sites of impact can be deadly, like in this place where they killed 2 70-year-old people.
And there's no precision in this. These are just raining down on the population.
We know this also from intelligence, but also from the type of munitions. The Iranians are purposely targeting civilians, firing these cluster bombs towards the center of mass populations. These cluster bombs break into dozens of rockets who disperse over miles in the center of a large city and causing this damage to civilian houses.
The Israelis are striking back. There are reports this hour of a new wave of strikes against the Iranian regime going after gas infrastructure there. Guys?
All right, Trey, real quick, on Hezbollah, is it true that their actions have so angered the Lebanese that they're starting to lose political standing within that country, that even Hamas has questioned the reasoning and rationale behind rocketing Israel at this point?
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen a shift in tone from the Lebanese prime minister, who last week was calling on Hezbollah to stand down and not get directly involved in this war. But overnight, Hezbollah launched dozens of rockets over the border, sending people in northern Israel back into bomb shelters, a significant amount of damage in a number of different locations. The ground forces, though, will be an interesting dynamic in all of this. I spoke with a senior Israeli military official who said that Hezbollah's Radwan forces, these are the special forces that were previously south of the Litani River, have been decimated in the Israeli strikes, not just over the past week and a half, but also during the war last year. And this has indicated that there's actually just several hundred Radwan forces south of the Litani, where there used to be thousands. And so as Israeli troops move deeper into southern Lebanon and they continue to strike the Hezbollah stronghold of southern Beirut, the Dakhya neighborhood, this will continue to weaken Iran's largest proxy in the region, and it gives the Iranian regime less ability to fire on Israel using this terrorist group in Lebanon. Guys?
And Israel would have left them alone, right? They never would have sent rockets into Lebanon, but Lebanon started sending rockets simultaneously with Iran.
Yeah, there was actually a ceasefire in place that was ushered in by the Trump administration. Tom Barak and Morgan Ortagus and other Trump administration officials had been working behind the scenes to try and create some stability between Israel and Lebanon, understanding that Hezbollah still had thousands of rockets and missiles in their arsenal. Hezbollah decided on their own to get directly involved and launched missiles and rockets over the border. And these rockets, while they are less precise than the rockets and missiles that we see from other proxies and the Iranian regime itself, they cause a lot of damage, and they can fire dozens at a time still. And it is an incredibly difficult threat for the population of northern Israel. Israeli officials tell Fox News they still believe that Hezbollah has more than 10,000 rockets and missiles in their arsenal that could be used against Israel, and that is part of the reason that you are seeing these heavy strikes against the Dakhya neighborhood of southern Beirut, where many of these commands are being ordered from.
Yeah, Trey, but we're still not seeing the barrage type that we saw during the 12-day war, right?
Absolutely. When we look at the back and forth between Israel and Iran, during the 12-day war last summer, there were often dozens of missiles fired in a single barrage, and this was incredibly difficult for Israel's advanced air defense systems to intercept. The threat that we're facing now in terms of the population on the ground, when you see this incoming fire, it's not the precision missiles and the large barrages of dozens of missiles at a time. It's the cluster munition. And you saw in that report that we just delivered from the outskirts of Tel Aviv, one of these munitions can explode over Tel Aviv and rain up to 80 bomblets down on the population below. And each and every one of these bombs has an impact site. And it, as you saw there, can take out an entire apartment in just a single munition. And so that is the threat that the Israeli people are facing right now. But given the fact that the United States and Israel have hunted down these ballistic missile launching positions, they've been very successful in reducing this threat. And that's why you hear from President Trump and other officials saying that the threat from the early days of Operation Epic Fury has been reduced by 90%. They still are going to be able to get off missiles. I spoke with another official who said it will take a few weeks to reduce this ballistic missile threat. But the damage that is caused by these missiles has certainly been reduced as a result of the defensive planning by both the United States and Israel.
But they're making some big eliminations in the battlefield, as are the Israelis and the U.S. Khattab is the latest. He's the intelligence chief in charge of the sleeper cells and a lot of the evil that took place during the uprising in January. Thanks so much, Trey.
Thanks, Trey.
Thank you, Trey.
And some of those cyber attacks as well. So.
Yep.
Yeah, got to get that internet on, and the ground is being plowed to allow the people to rise up and not be slaughtered.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.